Daryn, Pittman, and Corey Day. Austin McCarl and Kyle Larson. Tyler Courtney and Rico Abreu. Brian Brown and Brett Marks. Row number 5 is Spencer Bayston and Brady Bacon. Brad Sweet, Ryan Timms behind them. Tanner Holmes and Caleb Montgomery. Sterling Kling and Dason Pursley. Ty Gibbs and Danny Sams. Brian Brown and Kasey Kahne. Behind them, you've got Brenham Crouch, Tanner Thorson, Andy Forsberg, Chase Randall, alongside Cy Lynch, and then Justin Sanders at the tail end of the field. Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. We got them racked. We got them stacked. And we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Off and running into turns 1 and 2. Who's going to have the early race lead? It will be the youngster out of Clovis, California. Corey Day shows the way. Over the former Outlaw champion, Kyle Larson to the outside. Looking for the second spot across the line. Larson doesn't have it quite yet. Daryn, Pittman still side by side. Pittman, oh, yellow. We got one into the wall in turn 3. Ty Gibbs, and he munched that thing down there. That car is in a heap in turn number 3.
Oh, man.
Good to see he's climbing out of that car already, Kyle.
Yeah, tough break for Ty there. I mean, just off the start of the feature here, I wonder if he kind of got crossed up getting into 3 with some of the new track work that was done there. He hasn't been out on the racetrack in a little while, didn't get to run the B-mains. I always look at the B-mains as a little bit extra track time, a little extra practice, but he made it through in his heat race, and so
front end. We'll see, we got a replay here on FloRacing. Ty Gibbs started back in around the 18th position. You see him right there. Oh my, that was big.
Yeah, that was.
We'll see a slow-mo here in a second, but it looks like he almost gets over it. Maybe got over the right rear of Sterling Kling there.
I think he was trying to stay off of Sterling Kling and then just got himself way too high out in the loose stuff, and obviously there's nothing out there, and you get crossed up on the left rear, and when you try to bring these things back to the right, to the left side, to the right side, they're top heavy. They're gonna roll. So, you know, a lot of action happening there down the backstretch.
We'll see a replay here. I'll ask you this question here, Kyle. We'll see one more replay as to what transpired from the infield here.
This just shows you how fast these guys are going down the back straightaway into turn 3, carrying much of that speed and that momentum. And
gonna have to try and get a better restart this time if he wants to hold Corey Day at bay. Now I think he's a 19-year-old driver who burst onto the scene last year on the national tour, 8 wins, and now he's moving on to the bigger and better things. But he still comes back here and has a lot of fun. So here we go, coming back to the green, and Pittman does get a great restart this time, and he will make his way into turn number 1 with the lead. Corey Day gonna try and go to the outside and build momentum. Car off the pace, front stretch, and that is Justin Sanders. And Sanders will pull into the infield. We will stay green, Kyle.
Yeah, we stay green. Action's up front here. We got Pittman taking the lead. And you got Corey Day following close pursuit right behind him, and then there's a battle for third. We've got Rico looking on the inside of Larson. Larson, big run off of turn 2 down to backstretch.
Rico gonna have to relock and reload and try and catch back up to Kyle Larson. But up front, Daryn Pittman is going to lead lap number 2. 28 laps to go around the outside for about 5th position. That is Brent Marks on 19 making his way around the outside of the 88W of Austin McCarl. So move Brent Marks up into the top 5, and now Tyler Courtney's gonna follow through as well. He's up to 6th.
Yeah, there's some action about 8th on back here. There's a lot of side-by-side racing, a lot of guys in that dirty air trying to figure out where their car works best right now, whether they want to be down around the bottom or up around the top.
Little smoke coming out of the left side engine compartment there for Daryn Pittman, but looks like it dissipates down the straightaway, so not much, might not be a huge deal going on there right now for Pittman as he comes across the line. 26 laps to go. His lead over Corey Day is 1.625 seconds across the line. Kyle Larson trying to track down Corey Day. The last time by Larson was about a 10th off the lap time that Corey Day laid down. Now Rico's coming right back to the rear bumper of Kyle Larson.
Rico's there. He's looking on the outside. Does a little bit of a slide move, kind of a slider line through 1 and 2, trying to find that grip on the top side. A lot of guys, it's already blackening up on the entry to turn 1 right now, so it's going to slicken off here pretty quick.
This is just so reminiscent of last year, the final 2 races of last season when Daryn Pittman led both nights at Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. He would not go to victory lane. Now Pittman into lap traffic, gets by 2 cars off of turn number 2, getting by Andy Forsberg, getting by Cy Lynch. He has 2 cars between himself and Corey Day. Pittman now looking underneath the Brenham Crouch down the front straightaway. No issues right now for the Kreitz Racing 69K.
Hop the berm a little bit there in the middle of 1 and 2, but no harm, no foul. Keeps his lead, gets that position, heads off into turn 3. Running the bottom side of both ends of the racetrack right now. I see Larson trying to figure out where he wants to be. He's kind of been around the top. It looks like he's venturing back towards the bottom. He's trying to find where his car works best right now. A lot of guys moving all over the racetrack. It's really cool, really fun to see how everybody wants to find their ways through the traffic. And Pittman coming up on a few more here that are side by side.
Corey Day has gotten by 2 of the slower cars, so now just 1 car between your first and second place car. Corey Day almost got into the back of Brenham Crouch right there into turn 1. Had to get to the cushion or he's going to be in no man's land down the back straightaway. Corey Day looking to the outside of Brenham Crouch. He'll make the pass off of turn number 4. No lap cars between your first and second place machines, and there are 2 cars right in front of your leader that are side by side, Tanner Thorson and Kasey Kahne, as Rico Abreu, Kyle Larson, and Brent Marks. But we've got a yellow in turn 4. I think it's a flat right rear, hard to tell from here. Yeah, that looks like it for Tanner Holmes. Tarleton Racing 21T. Just by the way, the car's kind of leaning over there. Tony, what do you got?
Yeah, checked in with Justin Sanders and the Ridge & Sons racing team. He jumped in to fill in for Aaron Reitzel after that crazy incident in the dash. They can't be positive yet, but they fear a possible engine failure underneath the hood of that number 87. So first their driver goes out with injury. And again, no reason to speculate, but they fear, at least right now, something terminal. Obviously terminal, they're off the track and out of the race, but engine troubles for the 87 here early on.
Yeah, absolutely. When these guys really get to traffic, that's when I always say the real racing starts, and you get to see who's able to work through it and make their best moves.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see if we do get back to traffic. Still a lot of laps to go here in this feature event, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. We are back to green with Pittman getting a good jump as Corey Day looks to the inside, might see a slider attempt. Nope, he's going to try and run the bottom. Not going to work as Pittman drives around on the outside to maintain the race lead. They're side by side for 4. Tyler Courtney underneath of Kyle Larson for that position.
Yeah, Rico's up to 3rd there. He pulled a slider line through 3 and 4, made some good ground getting into turn 3, but then wasn't really able to carry that same speed, that same momentum off the corner of turn 4. But there he carried some good speed off of turn 2. So we've got now the high side with Abreu. See, there it is again. Oh, we got a car off the pace down the backstretch.
Yeah, that is Spencer Bayston in Corey Day's team car. We are still under green flag conditions. The left rear tire appears to be down on Bayston's car, and the caution flag is going to come out. Another car pulled into the infield in the backstretch. That is Brenham Crouch. Did not see the issue for him, but he did not actually draw the yellow. He pulled straight into the infield as Bayston.
I wonder why we're seeing so many tire issues.
Yeah, it's very weird. I got a feeling it might be some rocks, you know.
Maybe, yeah, we're just shredding them.
Tony.
Corey, sorry, you go to think Corey Day when you see that number 14.
Yep.
It's the new high roller switching teams. Spencer Bayston brings the Jason Myers Racing full-time entry to a stop. And just like you guys were kind of hypothesizing about up there, what could be the issue causing this recent rash of flat tires? The car already up in the air. They've got the new left rear Hoosier Racing tire bolted on and ready to go. Hunter Brady, it looks like, down there helping out, getting the left rear screwed on nice and tight. Bayston sitting in the car.
So after, I don't know if you saw it earlier, but he was right outside of a transfer, close to a transfer in the heat race, and blew a tire and had to go to the B. And so needed the provisional. So yeah, Chase Randall's had an interesting night here on his opening day, first day of school for High Limit Racing. He's one of our Rookie of the Year contenders as the Frozen Farmer Pick Pint has been shown off once again here on Flow. Tony? Are you all right, Tony?
Yeah, sorry about that. Barry Jackson leaning back over to confirm some stuff with me. Brenham Crouch up and out of the Horizon Whiskey, CJB number 5. Something ripped the rock screen off of his the front of his cockpit, and with already having pulled all of his tear-offs, Brenham Crouch made the decision to just shut her down.
Interesting. Thank you very much for that information, Tony. As we go back to green, it looks like Pittman's going to get another good restart there, and we've got him 3 wide down the front straightaway. Brad Sweet is making his way forward. Sweet's up to 6th and might be 5th. Down for the lead down the backstretch. Corey Day looks to the inside.
That was a big move by Brad Sweet on that restart there. He made some really good moves to be able to get to the bottom side and be able to get some spots right there. So up to the 5th spot.
And now we got one off the pace again. It's Ryan Timms this time. And it's hard to tell what the problem could be for Timms, but he is slow down the front stretch. Right now we are still green as Corey Day and Rico Abreu battling for the 2nd position into turn number 3 and 4 as Pittman shows the way. The yellow's going to have to come out in turn 1 as Ryan Timms does not make it to the infield. And so we are back to yellow once again. So,
man, we just can't get going here, can we?
It looked like all 4 tires were up on his car.
Yeah, just slow rolling.
So Ryan Timms.
We completed a lap. So I guess
we did.
Big Cat gets to keep his spots, right?
Yeah, he's up to 5th place now. How about Brady Bacon now up into the 6th position? He's having a fantastic run right now in that JFM Motorsports number 73 as Ryan Timms gets refired in turn 3. Timms was red hot there at the end of the 2024 season and came out swinging once again this year at the Outlaws at Volusia. Had a couple of top 10s, and after Volusia had the best plus-minus behind Donnie Schatz with the series. And so unfortunately Timms is going to have to drive from the tail here. He's still got over half the race though, Kyle, to try and get back up there as we're coming back to green.
Yeah, they went lights out pretty quick. All right, let's do this.
Not messing around.
No, green out.
Good restart once again for Daryn Pittman. They are side by side for 3rd across the line. Rico Abreu, they got together. Wow, that was a close call, and now Larson almost got into Corey Day. Down the back straightaway, Rico all of a sudden into the 2nd spot. Chops the nose on Corey Day, moves up to P2. Gets over the cushion off of turn number 4. Day right in his back pocket down the front straightaway. There's a 3-car battle for 2nd in turn 1.
Nice battle between these two. Larson parks it on the bottom there. Corey Day's going to take the momentum off the top side. Gets a little bit of a run there, but not enough in order to make the pass stick on the outside of Larson.
Brady Bacon now into the top 5. Got by Brad Sweet on the restart, so the 73 car now into the top 5. Meanwhile, it's a 2-second lead for Daryn Pittman the last time by. But Abreu, the new 2nd place car, can he track him down with a little bit of clean air on his side? Corey Day slides up the racetrack. Larson taps the brake, turns it down the hill. Side by side across the line. Kyle Larson is up into the 3rd spot.
Great battle between those guys. I know they're close. They talk a lot. They hang out with one another a little bit. So they're battling it out as friends, but as fierce competitors on the racetrack right now, too.
And Sterling Kling is going to draw the caution in turn 3 now, the 34 car. He was running around the 22nd position at the time. Started this race in 16th. And so Sterling Kling draws the yellow. Looks like both left side tires are full there. Not able to pull into the infield on the back straightaway. Sterling Kling with longtime crew chief on the World of Outlaws Tour, Mikey Kemper. And a brand new race car, the new paint scheme, unveiled that on Thursday night. And Danny Sams is having a good run right now to open the season up here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track.
We're back to lights out. We are coming to the green. Here we go. Fire off.
Larson a little bit sideways there on the restart, almost 3 wide for 2nd, and Larson's going to take advantage. Going to go by Rico. Yeah, Abreu over the cushion right there. Corey Day hooks the bottom nice in turn number 2, and Corey Day's now back into the 2nd spot. What a great 3-car battle going on for the runner-up position. Day slides up the racetrack. Rico gets over the cushion, and Brad Sweet now goes by for 4th.
Man, you can never count out Brad Sweet. I tell you, he's one of the best there is in this sprint car world, and he's doing a great job tonight driving up through the field. Starting a little bit deeper than we're used to seeing him start back there in the 12th spot.
Yeah, but Brad Sweet making his way towards the front into the top 5 as Rico now hooks the cushion again off of turn number 4. Sunshine going to go by and make his way up into the top 5 position. So a mistake from Rico off of the 4th corner allows Sunshine to take over the 5th position. Up front, though, it's all Daryn Pittman. Last time by was a 1.5 second lead for the 69K.
Yeah, Daryn Pittman's running really good laps here, trying to keep his car straight, keeping the right rear underneath him, trying to save. Maybe he's trying to save a little tire. I doubt it. We're in dirt racing. He is lights out, just trying to make sure he keeps that thing in clean air as fast as he can go.
This time by 10 laps to go for Daryn Pittman, 10 laps away from his first career Highland Racing win in the Kreitz Racing 69K. Corey Day still running 2nd. 3rd spot, it's Kyle Larson. 4th is Brad Sweet. 5th is Tyler Courtney. Then it's Rico Abreu, Brady Bacon, Austin McCarl, Brett Marks, and the 26 of Justin Peck from way in the back of the field has cracked into the top 10 in the Redeem Racing number 26. But it does look like they will encounter traffic one more time in this race, Kyle.
Absolutely. No, they're going to catch up to some lap traffic here. We're on about 9 laps to go here, so yeah, we're going to see the tail end under in about 2 laps.
Yeah, and it looks like a couple of the cars are on the inside of the racetrack, which is good for Pittman. He's up on the top, but Corey Day does appear to be closing in. The last time by, Day was about a 1/10 of a second faster on the lap time than Daryn Pittman. Brian Brown off the pace. He pulls into the infield. We will stay green, but Corey Day is closing the gap on your race leader.
He is closing the gap big time. Ooh, Pittman slips off the bottom. Day is there.
Oh, he might have a problem. Pittman way off the pace down the backstretch, still has the race lead. Goes to the inside in turn 3, slides up the racetrack. Corey Day to the inside, takes the lead away. There's a problem. Daryn Pittman's off the pace down the front straightaway.
He might be out of fuel.
He might be, but Pittman's still under power for now. The green flag is still out.
It is stumbling.
Corey Day around the outside gets by one of the lap cars. That will now promote Kyle Larson up to second. Car into the infield, it's Chase Randall. We are still green. Pittman is putting around the racetrack.
It's going to be a fuel mileage race. I guarantee you these guys are running out of gas.
5 laps to go, and Kyle Larson now in the catbird seat trying to catch up as Brent Marks is off the pace now.
The 24's off the pace. Rico's off the pace. These guys are running out of gas.
There's got to be something going wrong as the yellow flag now comes out. Caution.
Wow.
With 24 completed, Tony.
Kyle, I think you nailed that, because the first team that I saw during that yellow for Ryan Timms' failed right front shock go for their fueling equipment was the Kreitz Racing 69K. So I think they knew they were getting close with these yellows starting to add up.
Yeah, they're all starting to swerve back and forth and trying to get their fuel pickups to pick up some fuel, but it's too late. They're going to have to pit.
And now Daryn Pittman.
And there's only 5 to go.
Daryn Pittman.
I mean, if the back half of the field pits, if they all pit, then they're all going to get back in their positions relatively, right? But if the front runners don't pit, they might be short on fuel as well, too.
So what's going to happen here is going to be more than likely an open red flag condition where everybody will stop on the racetrack, and that does appear to be the case as everybody's coming to a slow stop on the front stretch.
But it's a little late for those guys that had those issues under green.
Exactly.
They lost all those positions. They lost all that track position. So
they went into the infield, so their night is done for a couple of them, like Brian Brown and Chase Randall. Tony, I heard your microphone key up there. What do you got?
You know, you guys called it already. Everybody has grabbed their fueling equipment and their air tanks. So obviously, race director Mike Hess is going to open this red flag up as everybody's going to come right here to the openings in the barriers alongside the front stretch fence as they open this up. But wow, late in the race, what do you guys say, 5 laps to go as the signal's now been given to head out onto the track. This red flag has opened up. This will make it kind of an interesting shootout to the finish, don't you think?
absolutely.
It definitely will, and you know that these guys can go out there. Kyle, they can do basically anything besides change a tire out there under these open red flags. They can add fuel, they can make adjustments to the car, and we'll see who makes the right ones with only 5 or 6 laps to go here. Corey Day's up front now with Kyle Larson behind him. Brad Sweet has driven from 12th to 3rd now. Tyler Courtney will be 4th on the restart, and Brady Bacon will be in 5th. 6th should be Austin McCarl. I am curious to see where Daryn Pittman will restart at, because on my monitor here, he's in 7th, but I feel like he was off the pace for quite a while.
I feel that way, too.
He might have had that big of a lead, though, to where he just slipped back to 7th. Maybe.
True. Yeah, we're going to have to see how the race officials figure this out and what the lineup is actually going to be. I'd imagine they go off the scoring, so
yeah.
that's where they're going to be.
Yeah, Justin Peck is now up to 8th position after transferring in through tonight's B main. He started 23rd. He's now up into the 8th position. And then Brent Marks 9th, and Dominic Scelzi will restart in 10th. We are ready for a single file restart coming up here. You see that cone on the front straightaway. The drivers cannot pass before that cone, they cannot hit that cone, and they cannot go below the cone until they get past it, and then they can start passing each other, moving around. So that cone is very important. If anybody hits it, it is a penalty.
Must be an inside 10 to go thing or 5 to go thing?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. And also, when we have a wreck on a double file restart, that is also when we see that cone come out of the infield as well. Looks like, who is that?
Pittman.
Oh, Pittman pulling into the infield. So they did throw fuel in that car, but now Daryn Pittman has pulled the 69K into the infield. He was going to restart in the 7th position, so that's going to move up a bunch of guys inside the top 10.
Lights out. We're coming to the green.
We are. Only a handful of laps to go. Can Corey Day hang on, or will Kyle Larson pounce and take the first win of 2025? Day goes to the inside, turn 1. Larson right to the outside of the Speedway, trying to build momentum down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet running in 3rd. Larson close in into turn 3. Corey Day around the bottom, slips up off the bottom.
There's that line I was talking about. Larson hit it.
Larson with the diamond line off of turn number 4. Now Corey Day back to the inside. They swap lanes in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Going to come by this time by and see 3 laps to go. Can Kyle Larson pull off some late race heroics here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway's dirt track?
He's working on it. He's trying to close that gap. I think he gets about a car length on that lap. He likes the top side of 1 and 2, finding a little bit of that riper moisture up against the top side. Not getting the run that he needed off of turn 2.
Hopped the cushion just a little bit, and it cost him some ground to Corey Day. This time by 2 laps to go. Kyle Larson closing back in. 4 car lengths separate them down into turn number 1. Day around the inside hub. Kyle Larson tries to not hook the cushion. This time it works a little bit better for him, but he's going to have to make up some serious ground here on the final lap.
Got to make up some serious ground. Here's that line coming back to the bottom side, getting a little bit of that moisture off before, but I think Day's got this thing in the hand. He's looking really good, really smooth, keeping that car straight along the bottom. Even though it looks slick and it looks dark right there, he's got the run off of turn 2, enough of a gap.
Down the backstretch, 3 and 4 for the final time, and Corey Day will win the season opening race at Las Vegas. He gets it done in the 14 BC. Kyle Larson second, third spot goes to Brad Sweet, fourth goes to Tyler Courtney, and fifth will go to Brady Bacon. So Corey Day, after an absolutely fantastic 2024 with High Limit, comes out and wins the season opener here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway's dirt track in the Jason Myers Racing 14 BC. Larson, Sweet, Courtney, Bacon, then Austin McCarl, Justin Peck, Brent Marks, Dominic Scelzi, and Rico Abreu, the top 10 here in this one. He is $25,000 richer. How about it for Corey Day? Makes his way off the top of the race car. He'll come around front and talk to Tony Laporta.
Corey Day, successful in his return to Kubota High Limit Racing as he makes his way around the back of this black, white, and blue Jason Myers Racing. Number 14 BC, the partnership with Clausen Marshall and Driven to Save Lives. So pretty chill weekend for you, right? Go get the pole in your first truck race of the 2025 season. Looked so good most of that race all the way up to the very end. And then you come out here and go toe-to-toe with, Kyle Larson and get the job done. So pretty fun night, right?
Yeah, man, just a great recovery from last night. Truck race didn't go to plan after our qualifying. So, yeah, man, just feels so good. It's been 5 months since I've ran a 410 wing sprint car. And I was making the joke to my girlfriend, Ashlyn, that I was going to forget what I'm doing. It's been, almost half a year. So just great to come back and get a win, and, especially against Kyle.
So you aren't a high roller in 2025. We're very bummed out about that. Spencer Bayston come over and joining the team, taking your ride over from last season. But I mean, come on, Corey. You just scored the first win of the season. You look phenomenal. We know you're going to Tulare. What do you say? You want to sign back up for the whole thing again?
Nah, I think I'm going to have to stick with the pavement thing for this year, and every other year Hendrick Motorsports will keep me around for sure. But, I'm definitely going to come around the sprint car any chance I get, and just super grateful for Mr. H and Jeff Andrews and Jeff Gordon for being so lenient about letting Kyle and I both come race sprint cars whenever we want, because, we love it a lot. So just, hats off to you fans. It's a great turnout. I'm sure for some of you it's your first sprint car race tonight, so I hope you enjoyed it.
Jason Myers, car owner, coming in.
Yeah, so I hope you fans enjoyed that. That was a good race for sure. Hats off to the track crew. Hats off to all my guys. Lucas, Wayne, man, it's Wayne and I's first night together. New pairing this year, so we're off to a hot start for sure. And HP, Eddie, huge thanks to Preston and Jason for putting another car together for me. I didn't know what was going to go on. Jason wanted to go chase the charter, and I didn't know how much sprint car racing I was going to get. I ended up putting a good schedule together, and they gave me a great car. So hats off to them. Hats off to Myers Instructors, Four Seas Construction, Driven to Save Lives, Factory Kane, Charlie Garrett, Steve Kent, FK Rodins, just everyone on the 14 this year. It's a bigger effort than it was last year, and yeah, just super happy to be a part of it.
Lining up starting second in that race alongside Daryn Pittman, a guy who has got more starts on this dirt track at Las Vegas than anybody else in the field. That obviously was a tall task, but then when we get inside of 10 laps to go and guys start dropping out, I mean, that was an attrition-filled race to begin with. What was the perspective from your seat like during that 30-lap feature?
Oh, man, it was just a lot of the tail tank of the 69. I mean, I got a gift with them. They were on rails all night, and, I was hoping if we got to traffic, I would have had a shot, because he was killer in clean air, so I knew I wouldn't have had a shot there. But every time we get to traffic, we had a caution. So was really, really happy to see him run out of fuel there. And I think some other people did too. So happy we have a big fuel tank on this thing as well.
Well, you get to do something now with that big tail tank on this Jason Myers Racing number 14 BC. We've got the Chasm Safety Products win sticker. You're the first recipient of 2025, so that's going to go right down the middle of your tail tank. Congratulations, thanks to Chasm Safety Products, and we'll be seeing you in Tulare.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first winner of 2025, it's Corey Day! Man, he's the star of episode 1 of Dirt Season 2. He's the star of race number 1 of 2025. He stands in victory lane. Kyle Larson gave it everything he had, comes from 4th on the starting grid to finish 2nd. You got as close as you could to the tail tank of the number 14 BC. If you could do it over again, would you change anything?
I don't know, that lap, the first lap out the restart was as close as I could be to him. Maybe I could have got through 1 and 2 a little bit better to be a little bit closer to, Diamond 3 and 4 and maybe get to his left rear, but I was not really close enough. So yeah, just happy to get 2nd. We weren't that good, but it was a good night. So yeah, something to work on. And, first, I guess not first half mile we've been on this year, but all we've been on is half miles, but just a little bit more round there, so in slick. So yeah, just couldn't really roll out of the throttle without getting tight. So work on that, but look forward to Tulare, a track that I love, and yeah, so we can get a win.
And then quickly, I want to ask you, Corey just talked about it. You and him have your day job over at the pavement track with NASCAR in town. We were all in a movie theater a few nights ago watching the premiere of Dirt Season 2, a season with high limit. You had Travis Pastrana out here yesterday coaching him in a winged 410 sprint car. Just tell me about this event, that high limit and NASCAR and everybody coming together to cultivate. How big is this getting?
Yeah, this has been a fun week. I used to run the outlaw races here, and even when I was a team owner, I would come. I didn't really feel like it was that big, like it was just another race. And I don't know, this week, and with the dirt premiere, and it was unfortunate to not get Thursday in, but the crowd was awesome tonight. I felt like the atmosphere was really, really neat, and all the teams had a good time this week as well. So yeah, I would love to keep it going out here in Vegas, especially with NASCAR, just across the street there. So yeah, a lot of fun this week, and thank all you fans for coming out. Finally some good weather tonight, and yeah, look forward to the Cup race tomorrow, so hopefully you see you guys out there.
From 4th to 2nd, that is Kyle Larson. And Brad Sweet, he came from way downtown, 11th to 3rd in that one. You probably weren't listening because you were in your race car getting ready to go, but we talked about the similarities between sprint car drivers and bull riders and how tough and physical this sport can be. What was it like for you out there for 30 laps around this half mile?
Yeah, it was actually not too bad. I mean, we've been here when it's been pretty rough, and tonight they actually had the track smooth, and it was racy. We just needed to get to the slow lap traffic. The restarts were kind of crazy, and once we got up front there, the cautions just kind of didn't fall our way to really give Corey and Kyle a run for their money. But we're happy with the 3rd. Napa Auto Parts car was fast all night. Just didn't do a good job in my heat, so I had to dig ourselves out of the hole. And Ty Wolfgang and Zane and Rob Beatty, they did a good job all night. So good first night, and we'll go on to Tulare and hopefully have a better night.
That's Brad Sweet, your 3rd place finisher, coming from outside the top 10 to stand on the podium here in round number 1 of Kubota High Limit Racing in 2025. And Chase, I don't know if Kyle Busch is still up there in the booth with you, but he hit on it a little while ago. I'd love to hear his comments if he's still up there with you. But the theme of 2025 with these new franchises being announced just on Thursday afternoon, and how much money is going to be infused to the top point finishers at the end of each season with Kubota High Limit Racing, there is more of an emphasis, I think, and most of the teams and drivers I talk to agree, there is more of an emphasis this season on points racing than there's ever been before. Kyle Busch was up there talking about it. A lot of drivers tonight, before we went racing, told me specifically about Brad Sweet and what makes him so tough to beat in these year-long championships is he can take a 6th, 7th place car, make it a 5th place car. Tonight, he started outside the top 10, and he drove all the way to 3rd. He is a 6-time and defending National Touring Sprint Car Series champion, and tonight, Brad Sweet showed us why. Kyle Larson runs 2nd, and Corey Day showed all of us why we really want him back in a sprint car full time.